Before the first trench was carved into the scarred earth of Belgium and France, there was already another war being waged, one fought not with rifles, but with patience, thread, and extraordinary nerve. Welcome to Fieldcraft Chronicles. Today we step into one of history's most overlooked corners of wartime ingenuity, knitspionage, where ordinary women became extraordinary intelligence operatives, encoding the secrets of an occupying army into everyday fabric. This is a story about fieldcraft in its purest form, using what is immediately available, hiding capability inside normalcy, and surviving a hostile environment by mastering the terrain of human perception. Imagine occupied Belgium in 1940. The streets smell of diesel, damp stone and coal smoke. German soldiers move in columns past shuttered shop windows. Written messages are death sentences. Radio transmitters require power and silence. But a woman sitting near a railway embankment knitting in pale autumn light. She is invisible. She is exactly what an occupying army expects to see, and therefore the most dangerous person on the street. Knitspionage, applied steganography, hiding a message not by encrypting it, but by concealing its existence. Operatives encoded intelligence using the binary language of knitting itself, knit stitches and purl stitches, functioning like Morse code dots and dashes. A sequence of knit stitches might represent artillery moving east. A cluster of pearls could denote infantry columns. A deliberately dropped stitch marked the location of a fuel depot. Row by row, the fabric became a living intelligence map. The most valuable practitioners were the railway observers, women who positioned themselves near active rail lines under the cover of mundane routine. Every freight car carrying munitions was a stitch. Every flatbed loaded with field guns was a pattern. They were conducting ISR, intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, with zero technological footprint. The garments they produced were wearable intelligence reports, passed hand to hand through resistance networks until they reached Allied agents who could decode the patterns and relay information to London. In an era before satellites and signal interception, these strips of knitted wool were among the most valuable documents in Europe. No examination of knitspionage is complete without Phyllis Latour Doyle, an SOE agent who parachuted into occupied France in 1944 under the cover identity of a 14-year-old French girl. She kept coded transmissions on lengths of silk, concealed within a knitting basket that German patrols searched routinely and found innocent. Over her deployment, she transmitted more than 100 coded messages to Allied command, intelligence that directly informed bombing coordinates and saved lives. Latour embodied the highest expression of fieldcraft, complete integration of identity with environment. So, she didn't merely carry a cover story, she inhabited one. This is the same principle governing wilderness camouflage, not simply wearing the right colours, but moving at the right pace, occupying space in a way that raises no alarm. The knitspionage operatives of occupied Europe applied fundamental fieldcraft principles with extraordinary discipline, blend with your environment, exploit the enemy's assumptions, and transmit intelligence through whatever means the environment provides. These principles are as relevant on a wilderness survival exercise as they were on the streets of wartime Brussels. Resilience is not born in dramatic moments. It is built in the quiet, deliberate practice of paying attention and responding with ingenuity rather than panic. The knitting spies earned their place in history one stitch at a time. If this episode opened a window into history you didn't know existed, subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles and share this video with someone who'd appreciate it. Every share puts this kind of storytelling in front of another mind that might carry it forward. Stay sharp, stay curious, stay in the field.